All right, YouTube, how you doing? Setting up for the shot. Y'all gonna get a little behind the scenes. In fact, I might get this like this. Yeah, I want to do it like that. Okay, I need to sit in this chair or whatever because I still gotta set up this camera shot. So we still have on that one. I gotta set up this one. We are live on YouTube. Okay. So you know you're getting ready on YouTube.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
well, at least they get some entertainment. So let's see. Are we in the shot good right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about Facebook over there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, adjust your mic right there.
Adjust my mic.
Okay.
Adjust my mic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I still got to set up this last shot over here. What time is it?
7 minutes still. 8 minutes still.
Oh, I don't want to do the mathematics. What time is it?
That's what time it is. 8 to 1. No math in that. Mm. Okay.
So what I need you to do is sit so I can get this last shot in here. I must have swapped these out or something, but it's too late now. Damn, that's what I came to. Hey, we in there good, but I don't like the computer being like it is.
Justin, 1, 2, 3.
That look tacky, man.
What is that?
The piece of my computer that's showing up in the shop right here. Maybe if I take it off the stand, I can get it. Yeah, perfect. All right, how about that shot right there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna start recording that.
Can't even see this. So.
See?
We can't see this.
Yeah, cool. Cool. And we see the tip top of that now. But I can't do too much with this. I gotta still keep us in the shot. I can adjust that when I go back around. Alright, so what do we miss? Okay, so you got, I would suggest you never eat before the show
Why?
because you gotta talk.
Well, that would be fine. You still got 7, 8 minutes. This is no granola thing.
That's the worst thing to eat. You dry out your mouth.
Not been dry.
YouTube and Facebook, they really loving you right now. You're giving them a show.
Monday.
For real. Okay. So.
I ain't had nothing all morning. I've been running.
Yeah, I don't even eat before the show.
I do. I'm pull it off today, though.
All right, so you know which parts you're reading. So let me see. I have my cup of coffee. I still need this to cut it a little bit that way. And
Okay, you called Evie yet?
nah, she should be calling in any minute.
She don't know that. She don't know to call on that phone. Or to send her. Just tell her to call on the other phone. Tell her to call on my other number.
I'm gonna just call her from this number. That's my fault. Hello.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Hello.
Trying to call up. Is that who we're supposed to call?
Yeah, but we about to call you from this other number we using, so I'm calling you now. Yeah, we're trying to this out. I'm calling you 770-882-5754.
Her number's in the phone. She would know it's my number.
I'm calling you now, Ebony. Ebony? Hello? What's wrong with you?
You gotta turn it on.
It is?
You got it plugged in?
Yeah, all of that stuff. Hello?
See it?
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have it plugged into that phone.
Yes, I do.
What turn? Let me see the phone. Turn the speaker on. Let me see.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of this one.
Baby.
Hello?
Baby.
Hello?
Yeah.
She
Can
can't
you
hear.
hear us?
Hello?
No, she can't hear.
I can hear y'all.
Okay.
So,
Hello?
Wait a minute, Evie.
we hear you. We just trying to get you on the speaker.
Okay.
Now, I'll just
Okay, speak.
say something.
There we go.
There you
There you
go.
Can
go.
you hear me though?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's green, Mike. So,
Okay. She's up.
okay, well, all right.
Say something, Evie.
Ebony, say something.
Something.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay, I'm running the show today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He is controlling the board. I am not doing it. I'm his overseer. That's it. Okay. So, you know what you got.
Even the phone or what?
No,
I ain't gonna hit him with too much at once.
she got the
I
phone.
know, right?
Yeah. So, when you bring it in, you got about 1 minute. If you want to hear the music, you gotta turn off all these mics to hear that music.
Never mind. Never mind.
No, it's okay. You're only gonna be playing it for a few seconds. I'm just letting you know. You can hear it in the earphones. You can leave them open like that. Just play with it. Don't worry about that. As long as we say the call letters at the top of the hour,
Yeah.
we could. But go ahead and play your little thing. You got your music queued up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Black Keeper, you see us on Facebook and YouTube?
I'm getting it now.
All right. We out by, that's too far. 2 minutes.
One minute.
Okay, so
I'm gonna turn this off. I don't need that.
if you're playing the music, you do
I don't need to play it. What am I playing for?
the intro music.
Okay. Can you? Is it gonna be on the radio?
Yeah.
All right.
Just play it for a couple of seconds. If you want to talk over it, you can. You can bring the volume down, whatever
Yeah,
you
I
want.
got it down.
Right, but you got to bring the volume up for them to hear it.
Give me a few seconds here. I have to restart my computer. Just let you know.
You cool. Yeah, so you play the music, and then bring the music down, and then do the intro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you'll be able.
Have you all done a drive run with this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we done a drive run, but you can't do a drive run live. You have to, when you're live, you're live. You have no
Yeah,
control over it. We practiced last week, yeah. He got to get in there. I'm right here. It's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Most important thing he got to do is say them call letters in about 1 minute. Like, now, I'm about to bring the mic to you. You got to go ahead and keep your music up. live.
WAIF Cincinnati 88.3 FM. WAIF is your community radio station. We serve only to open our airways to responsible, divergent point of views. Opinions expressed on Getting to Know do not reflect those of WAIF staff, board of trustees, or other programmers. The opinions are of my own, views those of my guest callers and co-hosts. Good morning and good afternoon. And hello, Cincinnati and beyond, coming to you straight to your home and your time zone. I'm your co-host, J Mac, with your host, Mitra and Black Evie. Getting to Know radio show powered by the Joy Air Foundation, providing information for adopting and overcoming adversity. If knowledge is priceless and information is key, then people plus knowledge equals solutions. Let's start by giving thanks. Let's be thankful for another day to maximize teachable moments and pay it forward on our daily journey to embrace our imperfections while encouraging positive change. Go to your quiet space, free your mind, open your heart. Time to get in the know.
Woo woo! Y'all heard that, J Mac opening up the mics today, letting everybody know what's going on and how it's gonna be. J Mac is gonna lead the show. He is the host today, not the co-host. Your girl Mitri is your co-host today, and we're gonna be doing it. We're doing part 2 from last week. Before we get started, I'm gonna let Black Evie bless this mic. You can keep that for you, J Mac, because you'll need that in the future.
Okay.
We'll talk about it later. But Black Evie, Black Evie,
Hey,
noisy Black Evie, bless the mic. What?
I'm sorry. When I think I'm quiet, I'm not. I'm sit real still. So sorry. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining the show today. For part 2, I was here for a little bit of part 1. If you remember, I kind of missed in there because I was out of town. So can't wait to get into it. And I love the host change today, and I also love, Mitri, that you are sitting there looking like a proud parent.
Oh, that's my baby. Look at my baby doing it. So, look at my baby.
Wow.
That's my youngest boy. Okay. Oh my gosh, yes, my baby, he's doing really, really good. I love the way he was reading the card. I was like, okay, get used to it. Sometimes I need to ride shotgun. Okay. Yes.
You're in the passenger seat today. Okay.
Yeah, this is the first time in the 3 years now. We're in our 3rd year that we've been doing this show. This is the first time I've ever sat in this seat. I've never had it. Yeah, I do. You know, it feels good when things are coming together as they should, and you have a strong team that is knowledgeable and diverse. You know, it's a blessing, and I thank all of you guys for always being on my team, my present team, to my past team. Thank to y'all too. You know, for being there when you guys were part of the team. One love always. Enough of that now. Let's dive into the subject. Y'all ready to get y'all feet wet?
Ready.
All right. So, this topic is a continuation of last week's topic. And I'm going to state the topic again, and I'm going to read our statement from last week. And then we're just going to jump right in because I have an approach, a specific thing I want to talk about in this topic today. So the topic from last week, that's part 2 of this week, is marriage and mental health. Understanding and fulfilling you and your partner's needs as it applies to spiritual, emotional, social, financial, and physical. Now here's the statement. Effectively communicating with a spouse involves asking open-ended questions about daily life, emotion, and future goals, while listening to learn your spouse's perspective. Key areas include discussing needs, appreciation, finances, and shared intimacy, while ensuring both partners feel heard and secure. Here we're going to go with some specific like questions or directions to help improve the communication and intimacy with you and your spouse as it applies to goals, needs, and your daily life. So, because I have a list of questions here that I was working from, but because I think in the ethnic community we need to have a conversation with our significant others. And I will preface this before I go forward with any of this conversation. Let me preface this by saying, I say spouse. I speak from the heterosexual point of view because I'm heterosexual. But whatever your sexual orientation is, and whoever you consider your spouse, your partner, this applies across the board. Right now, we're just looking at relationships between two adults that are in an intimate relationship. In the future, we will cover other types of relationships like parents and children and siblings and all of those things. But today's part two discussion is a continuation of adult relationships between two consenting adults. I said spouses because it was just easier to put that on all the advertisement. But if you're in a committed relationship, this applies to you too. So, JMac, I, and Black Evie, we have a lot of experience and understanding with what I'm about to bring in line here. But I think with your spouse, your significant other, and in the ethnic community, a big talking, communication, and understanding that we need to have is about our final wishes. We need to make our final wishes clear and understood. And there's several ways that we can achieve that. We can do a living will through our doctor's office, where it's a written document and it spells out what your wishes are, with your final wishes and how you want to be treated. If you would like cold, like do you want to be resuscitated? That's a DNR, and DNR is do not resuscitate. So say you don't want to be resuscitated, you cold. You need to have that communication with your spouse and or significant other, and let them know what your wishes are about your final wishes, because you don't want to wait until it happens and somebody gets definitely ill and death is near, and now you have to have this conversation with someone who might not be lucid enough to even have it. Everybody's sad. It's a lot of pressure. I know what I went through with my father, and a lot of things were not pre-planned. But fortunately, because he was cognitive through the majority of when he was going through passing, we were able to make decisions, and that's where I learned that we need to make these decisions in advance. So a living will is one way of doing that. I call it the death talk. Let's keep it real. We need to have that death talk with our significant others. It doesn't matter if you're 22 or 52. Death has no age. Death does not discriminate. It is guaranteed. Everybody that's living, they gonna die. So let's reduce, in my opinion, we can reduce some of the stressors that come along with that. And it reduces like the loss of the person, because you don't have to think about what you think they may want it or how they wanted it. Like with my father, he was dying from liver cancer, but he also had diabetes. And for him, he said anything associated with the liver cancer, if I code, I don't want no resuscitation. So that's a do not resuscitate. But if it had to do with the diabetes, he wanted to be resuscitated. So we had to have a conversation about that. And we didn't have that conversation until we found out he was dying. And from there, before my daughter died, it was a lot easier for me because me and her had this conversation. And I knew her wishes. Now, it wasn't easy losing her, but that extra weight wasn't there because we discussed that. And I feel like spouses and significant others should be prepared instead of reacting to the loss of a loved one. And I'm going to do a show that goes into how we can help get prepared and have that, difficult, uncomfortable talk, but it's a talk that needs to be had by all spouses. Because it's something that we're all going to do. We're all going to die. So with that, I pass the mic to the host, Jay Mack, who will futurely, if futurely is a word, you'll be getting that mic real soon, Black EDP.
Yeah.
I'm making up words.
Yes, and fed me to the wolves. Hello, everyone, and that's a very interesting subject, which me and Mitra, fortunately, we have already covered. The thing is, I call it the selfish effect. Um, if I'm in bad enough shape that you need to have me on life support or anything like that, and you discuss it with the doctor, and the doctor says, well, we don't see him getting better, and we just don't see it. He's in an irreversible state. She knows what to do. Um, I don't see myself holding somebody there, um, just for a machine to keep them alive. Let them go, Love them like they was, Remember them like they was. Let them go. I call that the selfish effect. Um, Unfortunately, like what you brought up is people don't talk about this. And I get it because in the era that I grew up in, there were certain things you didn't talk about. Death was one of them. You didn't talk about, well, what's going to happen after um, I meet my maker or whatever. And the first thing that happened is everybody gets to fight.
Hello.
Somebody wants to know, well, this piece belongs to me. This belongs to me. This belongs to me. Now, me, per se, I ain't leaving you nothing. I'm taking everything with me now. Fight over that. That's where I come from with it. But, of course, I'm going to take care of my loved ones and stuff like that. But from a mental aspect, it is a lot of anguish. It drains you. It physically messes with you and mentally messes with you. And it could be very simply solved by, I know we're talking about something that people don't want to talk about, but death, it does come. That's what they say, there's two things in life, that's for sure. One is taxes, the other one is you're going to leave here. I don't know how, but you're going to leave here. So I think it's very important mentally to be prepared, so that you can deal with it and you know what to do. I have a situation like that happened to me, and I wasn't mentally prepared for it, physically either, but mentally I wasn't prepared for it, and it has took a drain on me. It really has. And I'm sure Mitra sees the difference in me too. I'm just not focused, and it was all because I didn't have a simple conversation with my loved one. But anyway, it is very important to discuss that. It is also important to understand that if it's a verbal thing, I would still write it down or have it written down, because here again, hearsay, here you go. Well, I didn't hear that. It's messy. It can get really, really messy. And again, it becomes a mental thing now, because you're trying to deal with sending this person off, dealing with these folks in your family. I was going to say something else. I had to catch myself. Because it gets real chaotic if it's not in order. And mentally, it could take you over the edge. It really can. Especially when you see people that you ain't seen in 20 years, and then all of a sudden you see them again. Here they come like they, it's a mess, and it mentally could just jack you up. So my word of advice is get with your loved one, the one that's near and dear to you. Let them know what you need, what you want. Write it down. Get it notarized or whatever you do, so that way when the time does come, unfortunately comes, you're like, look, here, bam, here it goes. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Let's do this in peace. They came in the world in peace. Let's let them leave in peace. And that's my take on that. So, Evie.
Black Evie, can I say a little something before you go?
Yes.
Okay. So to piggyback off of what he said, get it in writing, get financially prepared, discuss the final wishes, create a living will, do a medical power of attorney, and make it durable. What that means, if you do that, in your death, the person that has the power of attorney, they can make decisions after you die. Get life insurance. Don't burden everybody else with burying you. That's a big burden. And don't put it off. Be prepared. Don't react after it happens. I just want to add that little tidbit in and let you guys know. We will cover that little list of what to do preparing for your death in another show. Black Evie, I know you got something to say about this. So what you got to say?
Well, what I have to say is kind of like a summary with a little bit more in-depth detail of what you and J-Mac are talking about,
Okay.
okay, in reference to a living will. So, for the audience, it may sound like I'm repeating things that they just said, but I'm giving you a little bit more detail about things that were mentioned. So, living will, okay, as discussed, it is a very sensitive subject, real sensitive topic. Nobody wants to talk about dying, right? Nobody wants to think about what they, expect after they pass away. But you have to because you're leaving behind loved ones. So, just a little bit more clarity. A living will among spouses is an individual document. There is no joint living will. That doesn't exist. Individual only. Okay? Each spouse will complete their own separate advance directives to dictate their specific end of life medical preferences. They become permanently ill or permanently unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
And spouses do often name each other as their primary health care proxy.
Mm-hmm.
In this individual document, a living will is an advanced medical directive, not an estate will, because medical preferences are deeply personal with each and every person on this earth. And the law requires each spouse to fill out and sign their own separate form. Okay, in your living will or related health care power of attorney, you can designate your spouse as your primary agent to make medical decisions on your behalf if you are incapacitated. And once again, as Mitri and Dave Mack said, you want to discuss this. You want to talk about this with your spouse so that they know what to discuss. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in Ohio, they have specific rules. You are designated healthcare. In Ohio, you're designated healthcare agent / proxy cannot serve as a witness to the signing of your living will. So your spouse cannot serve as as a witness. When you get it notarized, your spouse will be there, but they cannot serve or sign as your witness. Furthermore, a living will is typically not valid in Ohio if the declarant is pregnant. Okay?
Say that
You
again.
know that. Furthermore, a living will is typically not valid in Ohio if the declarant is pregnant, unless the pregnancy will not result in a live birth. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we ain't got to worry about that, so.
We don't, but there's people out there that are pregnant.
Yeah, there are people that have to worry about
Yeah.
it.
We say we too old. We passed that.
Yeah.
But that's not to be insensitive, J-Mac.
No, I'm just saying, I was trying to make people aware that we don't have to worry about that, but you do, because you never said, if you hadn't said that, it'd been like, what? Where you get this from? So that's what, I'm trying to make them aware by saying, well, we ain't got to worry about it.
I think that's kind of selfish. You like, that's our
I
problem.
bet you somebody gonna say, I'm glad he said it. And I know.
Now you putting people in a guillotine.
But yeah, that's very, very interesting, Evie. Thank you for that. It is very interesting.
Now, wait a minute. Right quick. I'm going to just fill out a few more points, just right quick.
Okay.
In reference to the requirements for a valid living will in Ohio. All right. To be legally binding in Ohio, your living will must meet the following criteria. Okay. It needs to be signed and dated by the declarant. You, the individual. Okay. You're the declarant. Next, state that you are of sound mind and acting voluntarily. and it must be acknowledged by a notary public or signed in front of two adult witnesses. So you got options. If you're not going to be, if go to the get it notarized, then it needs to be signed in front of two adult witnesses, and these adult witnesses do not need to be biologically connected. All right, witnesses cannot be related to you by blood or marriage or adoption, nor can they be your attending physician or a nursing home administrator. So it's the rules of the game. You want to look up this information. You can look it up at law offices. They have information at the Ohio State University.
Yep.
That is where I got my information from for the state of Ohio. And now, CNN.
All right. Our host is going to take it over now. Don't shake your
I
head.
don't know. I'm not. Because there was a lot of information about who can actually be witness to your signing of the notary. Because I don't have a lot of friends. Number one, and most of the people I know are relatives, which can't be done. So I guess I better find me
You
some
got to go
friends.
to the notary.
I guess I better find me some friends real quick or something.
Yes, sir. You be like, just anybody that I don't even know you. Can you come witness this? That's because it do. On that note, it sounds like you gotta have a stranger witness it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you pregnant and your baby's not going to live, like that's kind of. I'm lost with that one. When I go home,
Well, you can get your best friend and her sister.
yeah, you could do that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
Or your
could.
best friend and his brother,
Yeah.
however you gotta make it. It's just some rules for the game out there. So
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be reading more about that because I'm still confused about the pregnancy part. I just had, I need to go down the rabbit hole to even understand it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I got some knowledge today from you that you got me in the know. That's what the show is about.
Yeah, because being that we're doing marriage and mental health, again, the mentality that you have to go through for something like that to happen, because somebody out there might be saying, well, what does that have to do? It has a lot to do with your mental health. It is draining, and it's also physically draining, which plays a part in your mental health too. If you're not healthy, to a certain degree, if you're not healthy, you will mentally decay too. For example, if you have like a co-occurring symptom or whatever, that means you have an alcoholic problem or a drug-related problem, and you also have a mental problem like bipolar or schizophrenia, or something on that line, and you add another co-occurring substance to it, it's going to intensify that. So we have to be careful of that too when we're talking about our mental aspect. One of the biggest ones I would say is alcohol. Alcohol is a depressant. And if you are in a depressed mode or mentally depressed, what do you think that alcohol is going to do? It's not going to bring you out of that. It's just going to intensify it. So we have to be careful when we're, in our little mental modes or whatever, what type of medications we're taking at the time. So talk to your physician, see the counteractions of what could happen. And it's called co-occurring disorder too. It's just when you're combining a mental aspect of, like I said, it could be anything. It could be, what is it? Depressed, and things like that. You could have diabetes, heart disease, something like that. It's a chronic, or it could be a chronic condition, and you're going through a mental thing too along with it. So be careful of what type of medication you are taking, because they can give you a very bad reaction and cause you to either go over the cliff mentally or, So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that aspect of your mental health too. And again, in order for you to be mentally happy, you have to be health along with that. Both of them play a big part in each other. So, as of saying that, Mitchell, what you got to add?
Oh yeah, I got something to add. So when you went down a list of alcoholism and it being a depressant, and if you're already depressed, basically you just put your depression on steroids, and then you brought the mental health piece in, which could be a you can have a dual diagnosis. You can be having mental health concerns in addition to having substance abuse concerns too. So basically, you just trauma bonding with yourself because if you begin to use the substance to medicate yourself, you're not helping yourself. And to be in a relationship with another person, first, you got to be in a relationship with you. And you have to understand what makes you be. And sometimes you might have relationships where the the two people that are in it, marriages, they both might have one, the other, or both of these things going on: mental health, substance abuse, or mental health and substance abuse. And that adds like many, we could just keep going on the onion layer and go all the way down and never get to the bottom of the onion if you don't address and understand what's going on with that. And it's a lot. I'm just throwing these words out to y'all right now. This hour long show is nowhere near enough for me to even cover this. It would probably take a 3-month series to really go over it. And since mental health is one of our big areas, we will go further into this. But because J Mac brought it into play, it's very important that we understand that you have to be successful, in our opinion, you have to get to know oneself. You have to be in that relationship with yourself. You got to love yourself. That happiness that J Mac talks about all the time, that starts within you. J Mac can't make me happy. He can enjoy happiness with me. But if I look to him to answer all those questions, like, well, it ain't making me happy. Well, why am I not joyful? What am I allowed to hold me down? Now, I do want that intimacy, that emotional connection, that social, that spiritual, and that financial care from him too. Those are things that I expect from him and he expects from me. And in every relationship, we all have to toggle, where we are in life. Because just like death in a relationship, it can affect all of these things. It could make a person not want to be intimate anymore. Like with me and my daughter, when my daughter died, brother, I didn't want any intimacy because I didn't want to give love because she couldn't give or receive love anymore. This stuff is real, y'all, and we got to be real with ourselves. And you don't even need no mental diagnosis or substance abuse concerns to even have to be affected by that. Let somebody close to you die, and you will find out if you don't prepare while you're living. I think we all can take a dose of every relationship starts with you and yourself. Get to know you, yourself, and I. We really said me, myself, and I. So first person like that. I'm really glad you brought that in there because these extra layers of things that could be contributing to all these factors, we have to be aware of. And it could be codependencies going on within the relationships too that further contribute to your understanding your partner's needs as it applies to spiritual, emotional, social, physical, and financial. And that's just 5 of them. And I tried to get the cluster of the things that makes us go around because I come from a psychology background using Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and basically these are the needs that we need to survive. So with that, I'm gonna pass this mic to Black Edie.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
So much ground you covered, and I'm going to just kind of get in there again and maybe say some things you said, or go into that, and maybe a little bit more understanding, give the people a little bit more information to understand what's going on in, with the mental stresses in that relationship. So when both you and your partner are navigating your mental health struggles, your relationship can either amplify stress or serve as a mutual healing space. So as a couple, that's something that you have to decide. Is this stress going to, is amplified stress between the both of us, causing us to be at odds, argue, have, negative experiences with one another? Or is this going to serve as our healing space? Are we going to learn how to heal together with the stress that we are coping with? Right quick. My best friend, I'm going to be a little candid right now, no name, but my best friend and her spouse have been going through the roughest time in the past couple of years, right? I mean, it just don't seem to let up from them. But the thing that I am so happy about is that they don't let this stress, and it is mega stress. I mean, to the point where one of them is in the hospital right now. They stay together no matter what. They are, because of the situation, what's going on with them, they're not even in the same household. As a married couple, that's stress altogether because they want to be in the same household. But even through all these stresses, they are coping, they are learning to cope together with the stresses, and they're not letting the stress tear them apart. So if they're listening, big ups to y'all. Boy, I love y'all. Y'all going through it. And Mitri knows who I'm talking about.
And I want to say prayers up to them too. Prayers up.
Yes. So now, this is why this stress in the relationship is a two-way street, right? Emotions are contagious. And yes, they are. And research does indicate that one partner's mood can directly trigger or influence another partner. And I don't think we need research to know that.
You're right. You are right, but I never thought about it like that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought that point, but do keep going. I'm sorry I interrupted.
All right. Okay, no problem. Decreased satisfaction. Poor mental health in a relationship is a leading reason for conflict and reduced emotional intimacy. Okay? So one person in the relationship could be suffering from mental health issues, and it can totally, affect both parties. So you got to communicate. You got to know what's going on. You got to talk to each other. Okay? Another, mutual growth. When managed correctly, supporting one another's mental health journeys can build profound empathy, resilience, and deeper bonds. And that is so true. And I'm gonna say, Dave McAmitry know that.
Oh heck yeah! Give me a
Okay.
kiss, baby. Give me a kiss. We gave each other a kiss just for you.
Right. So just quickly, some practical strategies to cope as a couple. Schedule low stakes check-ins. All right. Don't ever let your relationship be put on the back burner. Schedule this once a week, twice a week. Hey babe, you doing all right? Okay, that's a check-in. Mm-hmm. And your spouse knows that. And at that moment, your spouse will say, well, now I got something going on, or yeah, everything cool. You cool? You know what I'm saying? Check in with each other. Normalize parallel children. You don't always need to be emotionally engaged. Sometimes the best support is just relaxing in the same room. That is parallel children. That is being in the room with your spouse and it's not a word being said.
Parallel children. I like that.
Mm-hmm. And the air is not fixed. Okay? Everything is flowing. You got your feng shui going on with the items in your room, your candle scents going, and you on one side of the room, your spouse on the other. And y'all just chilling. And it's just a package, right? Not a word being said. All right? Encourage individual me time. Encourage individual me time. Oh my God. Oh, you got to do that. And if you need to, you seek outside support. Now, I've just been rambling on. I hope that some of this information can help those that are listening and watching. And it is PSA.
Hey, this is J Mac's first PSA. So we're going to see. All right, so turn off all the mics. push play, and pray. Did you turn up the CD?
Mhm. No time.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just talking like this.
Okay, we'll be back.
All right, so we're going to
Here
go.
we go.
All right. Because we have it on USB.
No, we don't see it.
Okay, now we're gonna get this.
We're going, yeah.
Sorry about the delay. We training up in here right now.
That part. That part right there.
Mhm.
Well, let me put out a couple of resources for people, couple. We got NAMI Romantic Relationship Guide. NAMI Romantic Relationship Guide. Official resources from the National Alliance on Mental Illness and Balancing Love and Clinical Care. Okay, y'all got it? Y'all straight over there? Y'all ready?
Yeah, we ready. We got it playing now.
You got it.
The future algorithm is destroying our trees. It grows inside, where it literally eats our trees where they stand. And it chews its
So
way
when you get done, put all the microphone. Just turn off that and turn the microphone. Come in how you want.
Okay.
Now, Evie.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, president accounted for. You made your presence felt. I'm loving the way this conversation is flowing. Like, it's so fruitful. All right, so if you done, turn that mic on. We got dead air right now. Hurry up. Count in.
Okay, we're back on the air. Thank you for listening to WAIF Cincinnati, getting to know with your host, Lisa, and your co-host, J-Mac. We are talking about marriage and mental health. Um, Evie had a very interesting take on things a minute ago, and I'm gonna give you a little bit more, and I'm gonna give you some definitions of what's going on. Um, the first definition is mental distress, and it is a general term for a subjective sense of discomfort, mental anguish, perceived lack of control, anxiety, and anxiety or stress. This state is also known as psychological distress. Okay, now I'm gonna give you another one. It's positive, emotional, and well-being. Is when people manage emotions well and have a sense of meaning, purpose, and supportive relationships. Now I like that one because um, if you have a job and the job doesn't support your well-being, let's say you can't pay your car note, you can't pay the mortgage, you can't feed your family, or you got to rob Peter to pay Paul. That takes a mental, it really does something to you mentally. It takes a toll on. Okay, so I remember once before we was talking about perceiving people when you first see them, and Evie was off with the head thing, and I was like, um, when people are so stressed out, where they're going to work, and the only reason they're going to work is to go to work because it don't matter because the more they go to work, they're still digging themselves in a bigger hole because their money don't match what they're trying to, their rent, their mortgage, their car note, their insurance, the clothing of the kids to go to school, and the feeding of the family, utility. All this is bailing in on you, and it becomes a mental thing. So what do? You say, well, what's the use of me going to work? I can't keep up. I can't get ahead. So you start maybe calling in. You get a sense of you don't have a purpose. You're not getting anywhere in life, And this is a mental thing. And it also becomes physically draining too. So when we're talking about mental health, I want people to understand that it just don't mean people are slack crazy or anything like that. It's a lot of different things that go into mental health, which is a part of the word mentality. Because in your mentality becomes part of your mental well-being. So let's remember that and remind ourselves of that when we are talking about mental health. It's not a thing where, oh, this person is crazy or they're off their rock or anything like that. No, it is a broad um, array of things that happen when it comes to mental health. So I just wanted to give you that little tidbit. Let me pass this mic on to Mitra.
I'm back, y'all. I'm back. But before I get rolling here, Black Hebie, I see we had a technical difficulty. Could you please do a mic check to make sure we got you back on here right?
Microphone check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, she is present and accounted for. So, piggybacking off of what J Mac just said, mental health. I want to emphasize to everyone, everybody, you do not need a mental health diagnosis for your mental health to be affected adversely. Life will bring you things that will affect your mental health. You can't steer clear of it. It's impossible. So, within the ethnic community, the Black community specifically, we really downplay that, especially the era that me, Black Ebie, and J Mac was born in, especially J Mac, because he's a generation ahead of us. We was the hush mouth syndrome. Pink elephants lived in our living rooms. Nobody was talking about nothing. So I want to defunk that whole process right there, especially in my ethnic community. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Don't be just following behind everybody else because that's what everybody else was doing. Step out and believe in yourself and be willing to get help if you need it. We don't want to go and talk to therapists, counselors, and stuff like that because we feel shameful, judgmental, all of these things that will impact our image. What is our family going to think? And all of these things. If you got people in your life that are discouraging you from getting help for yourself, you need to eliminate those people. I don't care if those people are blood related or not. That is not healthy. No one should discourage you from helping yourself. And you should not even discourage yourself based on what you think somebody else thinks about you. So with that, I would say and encourage all people to seek help as an individual, a counseling session, a therapeutic session, and it don't have to be no big old thing going on. Maybe you just want to get to know you better so you can be the best you and improve the relationship between you and your spouse. It don't always have to be something wrong. You just might want to look for better ways to do something and explore and share. And you can also do couples therapy too. Don't look at it as, oh, it's a problem, everything is wrong. Life goes on and life happens and issues occur and they show up. Yes, they will until you die. But why not be empowered and informed and be able to make those types of choices in life with your spouse and enjoy the things that can be fruitful after that? Because you deserve it. You deserve to have all the information that you can get on whatever it is you need to know. And you need vetted, valuable, and viable information. That is what getting to know is about. We don't have all the information, but we do the research to get it. And we vet it. And we let you know where the research came from. What we're doing now, Black Evie dropped some nuggets about her source. I think she said it was the Ohio State. My sources happen to be the MRI book that you're working out of, some of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and some other psychologists that we do, and a little bit of my personal life experiences in it. And actually, all three of us are sharing some of our personal life experiences because we value what we share with you, and we want you guys to grow and know. So remember, you worth investing in, and if you in your mental health, it's everything. It's the most precious thing that you own. because it really leads everything that goes on around you in your decision making capacity. And again, you don't have to be diagnosed with anything to have it rock. So why not be prepared or at least know where to go? You can't prepare for everything, but have a contingency plan, have some ways you can look, have a safety net, a safety plan, which we're going to go more into mental health, another series with that, another show, and it'll be another series. But let's get together and defunct all of that hush mouth syndrome. Don't talk about it. Black people don't go to the doctor. They don't need mental health. You just go get you a bill or a blunt. No, Like J Max said earlier, if that's your treatment approach, you ain't doing nothing but adding more stress to yourself and your spouse. It is okay to all my people, whatever color you are, but especially my ethnic group, it's okay to get help with mental health as an individual and a couple. So I'm gonna steal some words from you. That is my message, and I approve it.
Yeah.
Okay, and Black Edie, back to you.
Yeah. All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, to expand upon what you are talking about, mental health with you and your partner, or just you, or just your partner. Just a few little tidbits on how to deal when you and your partner are both having a bad mental health day. Okay? Because that can be very challenging. Sometimes it can be just you with your mental health, sometimes it can be just your partner with their mental health. But when it's both of you guys in the mental health department on the same day at the same time, it can get a little tricky and it can get overwhelming. It can become overwhelming, and sometimes trying to help each other actually ends up, you might be hurting each other's situation. So just a few little tidbits. One is to use your words. Okay,
Mhm.
words are important. Words are powerful. Words describe what you're feeling. Okay, so if you can convey the message that of how you're feeling, or just, right now, I can't get into all of that. I can't explain or describe how I'm feeling, but let me just get a moment. Use your words. Whatever it is, please use your words. Another thing is to help each other out with the basics. Okay, just the basics of life. Um, you have your moods, they tend to ebb and flow, and to certain degrees throughout the day. And there's brief moments when you're not able to do something simple for each other, like, make some food or tidy up. Um, Try to find those ways to help each other in just the basic necessities of life. It might just be something simple as drawing a bath. Your spouse may be very stressed out, coming in from a stressed out day at work. You don't even have to ask, you see it all over their face, and you're like, okay, I'm going through my stuff, but at least right now, we don't have to stay at work between the two of us, but I can still help them. Okay? So find little basic ways to help each other throughout the stressful times when both of you all are suffering, from mental health. Another tidbit is break away, do your own thing. Okay, sometimes a little bit of space, even though you may not be upset with each other. Whatever you're stressing about, it may not have anything to do with your relationship or one another. You just stressing. But both of y'all in a stress mode at the same time. Learn when to go into your own corner. Sometimes you need to put baby in the corner. For my young people, they don't know what that means. But for my
Okay.
old people, they know exactly what that means. Sometimes you just need to go sit in the corner and just be.
Mhm.
Okay? And the last little tidbit I'm going to say is do something together, but make it very low stakes, right? No high expectations of this activity that we're about to do together. We're just about to go walk 2 blocks. That's what we're going to do. We're going to walk 2 blocks and come back, boom. Sometimes you need some fresh air. Make it real low stakes. Some you may be okay. We're gonna binge watch a show. That's real low stakes. Your only responsibility is watching the show.
Mhm.
That's it. So make it real low stakes when you're doing something together. And hopefully these few little tidbits will help our couples through their uh, dual mental health situation in the relationship.
That is really some really good information. Um, and again, we're going to go deeper into this subject in a series about mental health. But we are at 1350, 150 civilian, so we're going to have to start wrapping up the show and highlight our takeaways. So I'm gonna start with my takeaway, and I'm gonna pass the mic to J Mac, and he'll pass it back to Black Evie, and then J Mac will ride us on up out of here for today. Um, First of all, I want to say any of this information we discussed, please go to Get in the Know, GITK.org, and you can visit our help page to see where you can get all kinds of plethora of help with this mental health and spousal resources, along with you can see the shows that we've done in the past. Once again, Get in the Know, GITK.org. And y'all stay tuned and help support WAIF too. Keep us on the air for another 50 years so we can keep bringing you these messages, bringing in the guests and having these candid talks about life. Please donate to WAIF at waifradio.org. If you do so and you hit that donate button and put Get in the Know down as the show that you want to get credit and make a $25 donation or more, you get a waif trinket, you get a trinket from Getting the Know, and you have us stay on the air bringing you more vetted, viable, and valuable information and our diverse radio station to listen to because we are what radio is meant to be. So, I got a little something I want to say, and then I'm going to have to pass the mic on. Um, Continuing on what Black Evie just said about sometimes you just need that dumb down time where you have no process of thought. You just enjoying what's going on and maybe watch something that's out of your character on the television because sometimes I have to do that to just decompress. Like I just get too serious in my head. And I wanted to mention that, like she said, sometimes it's not the time to have that conversation. And you have to know when, where, and where you want when to do that. And for me, sometimes of the day, I can't go too deep. And like at nighttime, I have learned when it gets dark, I can't go too deep with a conversation because that's one of my mental triggers, from losing, loss. So I've learned that. Now, sometimes I don't get to avoid that because things may come up, but for the most time, I don't go deep in conversations like that. And you got to use your resources like Dr. Evie said. Know how you coming out to other people because you might not intently be doing that. I have a way of gauging how I'm coming off to other people, and I've learned that it's really, really true. Your dog takes on your personality. And if I'm in a bad mood and I watch the movement of my dog and how my dog is acting, and J Mac can say, oh, that's because you in that mood. That's why she's doing that. It's true. And my dog is a very obedient, loving, loyal dog, but I'm her master. She takes on the energy that I have. She wants to help and get me out of that mode, but she also adopts the mode that I'm in. So she doesn't behave badly, but you can see when she's snuffing you off, she don't want to listen to what you got to say. And if it ain't a treat or a walk involved, she ain't got nothing to say to you right now. And it be the headspace I'm in right there too. I'm like, look, roll my blunt and leave me alone. I ain't got time for this right now. It be like that sometimes. And if you have a pet, no, your pet feeds off your energy. And you can use that as it's better than a meal. I trip out sometimes looking at my dog. I'm like, for real, that's how I come on. I look that bad. I have to laugh with myself sometimes. But I wanted to throw that in there because it is a resource and it's also a decompression too. Because sometimes me and J Mac use the dog to communicate, and it can decompress rather. A little tidbit we might have been uh, in. It's a way to go to a corner like, okay, I'm gonna go walk the dog, or do you want to go walk the dog, or let's go walk the dog, and then we get into the dog, or like, look, give the dog a treat. Use what's in your environment, and if you got a dog, it's wonderful. So with that, again, I approve this message, and I'll pass the mic to J Mac.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining the show. We hope you enjoyed it and it was informational for you. We strive to do that. We be having a little fun, but it is serious what we're trying to give to you. We really want you to get the help that you need, and we appreciate your support. And I'm gonna just run something by you real quick, and maybe it'll come to you. Listen to this. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want to impress people they don't even like. Get that in. Go ahead and hold on to that for a minute. And again, we're glad you joined the show. I am your co-host, J Mac, your host, Nietzsche, and your other co-host, Evie. Let me leave you to this. Be happy. Try to get yourself healthy and free your mind. I'm J Mac, and I approve this message. Peace.
Yeah, I love it. Like I be looking for the little commercial with the little banner
Me
with
too.
it. I've been trying to emulate what he said. I can't deliver it like he delivered it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
So
goodness.
calmly.
Yes. But I vote for him.
Yeah, I enjoy y'all. Come on, Evie, take us on.
Oh, okay. I just want to say thank you, everyone, for joining the show today. Mitri gave you some, what is that? Some places to visit online to help yourself and your spouses survive through mental health in relationships. I gave you a couple earlier. I'm going to repeat again. Of course, the Ohio State Institute and NAMA, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and they have specific information for romantic relationships and mental health, living with mental health conditions. So if you have these experiences come about, I would say issues or problems, but they are experiences, and we have to learn how to navigate through these experiences. If you have these, there are resources out there that help you navigate and see clearly, even get an understanding of what is going on with you. If you just are refusing to get professional help, please Google some things, do your research to help yourself.
Mhm.
All right? Because number one, you got to help yourself. If self is not right, then self is not right for others or to help others. So help yourself. Seek yourself the help that you need. Apply it. Apply it to life so that you can be peaceful inside and out. And with that, I will talk to you guys next week. And thanks for joining the show. Glad to be out.
That part right there. Well, we're down to our last little minute, so I'm gonna try to pile in some little things. First, we'd like to give our weekly shout out to the Joseph House.
Joseph House.
Yes, definitely a source that has been we have a personal connection to, and I can't say enough about the Joseph House.
I just hope them guys listening.
Yes, and listen, y'all stay tuned because it's gonna be some real jam-packed shows with a lot of information for veterans that civilians can use too. Don't get me wrong, but we
veterans and seniors and mental health and substance abuse is our concentrated area and focus in the foundation. The radio show covers life as a whole. But always remember there are resources out there to help you, and you can look at Get in the Know, GITK.org. Go to that help page and go down the list. If you see something or you don't see something you need on that list some help with, go ahead and hit that contact form. Send us a message. Our email is on there too, and we can help you. And if you got somebody we need to talk to and bring on the show, we are always looking at ways to keep in the know and getting to know ourselves. It is now 1400 WAIF Cincinnati 88.3. I'm going to move this mic over to Studio A to Dean Hart with the Sunday Drive. Push that A button, baby. Oh my God.
Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
We all?
Yes.
All right.
So, how you feel about J Mac hosting today?
Man, I don't like that PSA thing. I think we need to get one because that's not reliable.
It's not what?
It's not reliable.
What do you mean you don't like the PSA?
It's not reliable. The CD is not reliable. If you'd have had that on a jump drive, it would have played with no problem at all.
Oh, don't get too comfortable with that because all that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying it would have probably played better. You always have a problem with that CD player. It ain't just the day that's happened to you.
Well, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, as far as that part of it is concerned,
Well, what you have to do is
I'm gonna start doing our own public service announcement.
that part. We can make that happen. We can make that happen.
Yeah, all right.
What you think, Black Evie?
Do it ourselves.
Do it ourselves. I forgot. We still on all of our lives here. So they really got some behind the scenes. So y'all get to see how we kick it for real. But we about to get on off of here. Thank y'all for y'all loyal listenership and viewership. And we'll be back soon.
Hello.
Holla, that's YouTube.